Party हो रही है. Okay. Shit. This is the worst time for the audio. By the way, Mayank, damn good reply on that. I think he said ये YouTube है. ये
Avalon Meta team late है.
Avalon मेरा team late है. और ये जनता बावरी हो रही है. So damn good. Today's episode is about not quitting, and a lot of people, because they didn't have patience, quit the chat today, and then the episode started. So I think we can roll the intro and start.
Follow your passion might be a perfect question to ask and might have a perfect answer when interpreted right.
Let's start tracking which stocks can actually go up and go down, or which stocks have an advantage with the vaccine coming out.
Why it would have been more expensive to fake a moon landing back in those days. It's quite an interesting video to watch.
The economic activity created from the App Store alone is worth $500 billion.
So let's move on to the next question.
Man, it was too easy.
Too easy, no? Why didn't you answer?
Alright, so upfront disclaimers, guys. First of all, congratulations. You made it to the episode. Not a lot of people made it to today's episode. It took, it was a hard test to make it to the episode. Kudos on that. Secondly, since you've made it to the episode, you guys are the real deserving folks who should like this video and subscribe and press the bell icon. Where's the beloved bell? Yeah. Another disclaimer. We're trying our best to find Varun. We've been trying our best. We've been trying really hard, and we haven't gotten lucky yet. So
yeah, we're still searching for him, but we'll get him soon.
I mean, seeing the chat, I had to address it up front.
But again, apologies for today. I think I actually don't know what happened. What happened?
What happened?
Time. We screwed up on the timing today. Came damn late.
Do I have to address it?
I mean, we told people that Abhinav's late, so they want to know why Abhinav was late.
So, I mean, both of us, the entire Avalon team was working really hard over the weekend. That's how you saw the top secret project vlog as well.
Yeah, we're actually on a sprint.
So and turns out yesterday was Valentine's Day, and sometimes you might want to skip it, but you're not able to skip it, so you got to make up for it the very next day. So
that's why.
Yeah.
So you got late because of that.
I got late.
That's what I said.
I got late.
Yeah, you got late.
Yeah, hence I got late. Okay. Cool.
Okay, coming to the topic. Okay, guys. So today's topic is about not quitting. Right? That song is stuck in my head, guys. Today's episode is about not quitting.
Can we have Pari OP in the chat?
So that video is trending like crazy, which is fun. But yeah, today's episode we're going to talk about quitting and why quitting is okay. Like a lot of people who quit the chat today and went back.
And how not to quit.
And how not to quit. And when is it good, when is it bad, and stuff like that. So that's
so again, folks. Okay, again, if you're watching this on pre-recorded, the context again is if you feel like quitting, you should watch this video because we're going to give you a new perspective. I'm not going to ask you to look back at the memories that you've made and remember your dreams and what you live for. These are the generic cliche answers that you'd get below in the suggested videos below, because a lot of videos go out there with similar titles. I'm going to tell you to analyze the entire situation logically, because that's what we do. We take up the most popular questions and give you a methodical approach as to how to break it down. If you're not feeling like it and then quit, I mean, I don't think that would be our answer.
No, so basically we're not going to play some emotional background music or a motivational background music and be like, aapko ye karna chahiye. Motivation chahiye, quit mat karo. We're not going to do something.
Play a Michael Jordan.
Yeah, then we'll have some memes. We don't do all that. We actually talk
or
logic.
Or Thomas Alva Edison. These are the
exactly, because I've seen all this. They'll show some guy working out hard, he's tired, he's sweating.
I took 3,000 shots where I failed.
And then the third, whatever shot is working. I'm like, wo sab chodo, logic batao, kya hai matlab. So I think we will talk about that. We don't do some nonsense. So we're going to free flow and talk about that.
So giving up / quitting, in what context? I think the context is you feel like quitting your job.
Yeah.
You feel like quitting your startup dream.
So business
dream
wise.
Startup. When you just entered the startup world a year down the line, 2 year down the line, perhaps you're close to bankruptcy or whatever, if things are not clicking, you're not finding something, you feel like quitting. Third thing you feel like quitting is relationships.
Yeah.
Could be, in fact, when you quit a job, you're actually quitting a relationship
Yeah.
with your boss.
Yeah.
And yeah, it happens in a relationship. Anything else that
So
you?
is this like a Valentine's Day special also where we talk about relationships?
I don't know. I'm trying to steer away from
I think
that
the
topic.
third thing is,
keep pulling
so
me
one was
back.
the business part. Let's talk about that quickly.
No, tell me anything else that this question applies to.
I think it also applies to a lot of your own personal habits and your own personal goals that you set, and you want to do something like gym. Like
Quit gymming, and
I don't want to, but I quit
not
always.
Quit gymming,
Like
okay.
how not to quit gymming, right? Or something like that. Personal stuff. There's obviously work related, then there's personal relationship related, and then personal related. So stuff like that. And where is it okay to quit? When is it okay to quit? When is it not okay to quit? Because a lot of people think that quitting is bad.
Quitting for audiences, sake, quitting also happens. I've seen a lot of folks who took science in their 11th grade. For you, it would be PUC 1 year.
Yeah, commerce.
Junior college, whatever. And by 12th, they have shifted to arts or commerce or something because they quit science there.
Yeah.
So when to quit, when not to quit is something that we're going to talk about.
And is quitting bad or not? Because some cases it's bad, some cases it's fine. A lot of people think quitting is failure, which is a very sad thing. Quitting means they feel that I have given up or I have failed or something like that, but I don't think that is what quitting is.
Dude, in fact, we're kind of normalizing quitting today, but
Yeah.
we'll get to it. We'll get to both sides of it. But I want to start with this quote that Seth Godin said. Seth Godin is renowned for his stint with Yahoo, and he's written n number of marketing books. He says that winners always quit. It's not like winners are not quitters. Winners always quit. They just know when to quit.
Yeah, and that's difficult to know.
And I think this is a good segue to throw this question at you.
Okay.
Quitting is exiting, right?
Yeah, exiting what you're currently doing. Yeah.
Quitting is exiting.
Yeah.
And exit is a word that we use a lot when it comes to a startup when it sells itself to when you sell your company to someone else, it's called an exit, acquisition or an exit. When you sell a stock, sometimes it's called an exit.
Yeah.
I exited.
Yeah.
So can you relate the investment world and the finance world and apply it to this kind of exit? When is it logical? Just do it on the go right now.
Understood. So what I would say, right, when it comes to the investing world or money making world, when do you quit? Like a lot of people have this question that when do you quit? And it's the same in the stock market, which even I can never answer. But I try to answer, but I can't. Say, for example, I've invested in a stock. It's gone up 20-30%. It's good amount of money. Okay, do I quit or do I keep it back? One question, right? Do I exit the stock or do I still keep it there? Now, still keeping it there comes from the emotion of greed. I'm a little greedy. I want a little more. I think it'll go more up. But in another world, that money may be someone's monthly salary or maybe someone's daily wage, which is actually a lot of money, which you should quit and be happy and thankful about what you're doing. That is the other emotion. But always greed slightly trumps this side, but people who have discipline slightly trump the greed side. Now, when do you quit is more of a question of when are you satisfied? Now, that is the biggest question. Even when you compare it to the startup world, right? Imagine I have a company, it's 100 million right now. Someone wants to buy me out at 100 million. I'll be like, मेरे को पता है मेरा company $1 billion company है, मैं quit नहीं करूँगा. And I've seen a lot of companies, including
But I have it in me to make it $1 billion.
Snapdeal. This is the perfect example, right? Snapdeal and Flipkart are the only two people fighting. When Amazon came in, Flipkart put an offer to acquire Snapdeal. You remember that, right? I think it was
slightly,
1 billion.
It was slightly less than $1 billion.
Little less than $1 billion.
And they didn't want to go for it.
And they said, no, we want more than $1 billion. Okay?
Dude, it made headlines because Vani Kola resigned after that failed negotiation.
So now you tell me,
I don't want to be.
if you were a startup founder and someone was giving you little less than $1 billion, you not accepting it, maybe is that greed or maybe is that an see, that kind of money is good enough for the rest of your life. Take it, start again, quit that. Now quitting there means it would have been a successful thing. That quit would have been a success, right? But he didn't quit. Because he didn't quit, no one came and bought Snapdeal because he thought I'll play the card where buy me out for a bigger value. That didn't happen. Snapdeal had to remove 2,000 people or whatever. Now they're a 200 crore company from an $850 million company.
You have the figures correct?
This was 3-4 years ago. I don't know the
200
exact.
crore.
Yeah, they came down to 200 crore revenue company after that.
Because, I've been reading about that Snapdeal is more profitable than ever, but you never know what's the entire size.
Yeah,
of
because
the
they're more profitable and more revenue making was a totally
but
different
they
idea.
had greater market share back then.
Much greater.
Right
Now,
now
they're not even there. Like, it's not even like they're a player, right?
Hmm.
But at that point, if the founders had taken the money, even if it was 800, 850K, and quit, that quit would have been considered a successful quit. For example, White Hat Junior. 20 months into the company, making good amount of revenue. I don't know what annualized revenue, I don't believe in those numbers, but assume the annualized revenue was there. Byju's said they want to acquire him for whatever, 2,100 crores. He could have easily said, no, my company is going to be $1 billion company. Byju, you wait, I will come. But that didn't happen. He quit. Now, is he a winner because he quit, or is he a loser because he quit?
Fair enough.
How would you see it? I want to throw it back to you. How would you see it?
Shanks, I understand. I mean, this dimension of the playing field, I understand.
Yeah.
Now, I want to, rather pull you back into this thing and apply this framework, apply this methodology to a life decision of a 18-year-old who's watching this.
Okay.
He doesn't understand Snapdeal and all. A great amount of our audience does. You guys are smart, but you probably don't understand. You probably don't understand how that connects to this.
Yeah.
So let's apply this. Can we make exiting here be equivalent to exiting a job?
So I'll tell you what. Again, I have seen a lot of people who are doing a job who are not satisfied at all. Okay, not satisfied one bit, but they stay in that job role again, and they just go every day to work, crib about it. Every day there's negativity around them. There's negativity, but maybe they're not quitting. Okay, now most of them don't quit because financial reasons. They can't quit. But even if you have financial reasons, there is nothing stopping you from looking somewhere else. Okay, and they still don't quit. They go every day, they cry, and they go, right? Just take that decision and quit. Right? A lot of people don't quit. I'll tell you why. The fear of uncertainty. Right? If I quit, फिर I'll sit unemployed. Oh shit, क्या हो जाएगा मेरा life में? If I quit, I won't get a job, I won't get money and all that. But no one's stopping you from looking around. No one's gonna be like, why are you looking around, right? So the thing is, like, a lot of people get scared to quit because they don't know what will happen after quit. My logic here is, if I want to quit something, imagine today I want to quit something. I'm going to find out that if I quit something today, what is the next thing? If I know there's something else that is obviously bound to come, find out what that next thing is, and then when you quit, no, you won't even bother about it.
Again, I want to make it more
Simplified.
explicit. No, explicit.
Okay.
What do you mean next thing? Keep looking for your next opportunity.
Like a job.
The moment you get that cushion,
This becomes an easy exit. So if I'm working in a company, like say if I'm working in Amazon as a sales rep, I'm bored of this company. Okay, now I want to quit, and so many people want to quit, but they don't quit. They're like, hey, leave it, who will quit? I can't, my money and all. But a smart guy will start looking for opportunities, keep applying, keep doing CV, keep doing interviews, and then maybe I get a job in say another company like a delivery or something like that, or logistics company like Blue Dart as a sales rep, but for a higher salary or whatever. Now quitting makes it a very easy decision for me, and
hopping.
it is also a success because I've jumped from one place to another. Quitting without the next jump or the next stone is stupid.
got it. That's fair. But I also have a different viewpoint to it. If you talk about purely for mental health reasons, and that way, you know what you need to do. And Variku's been very vocal about your point of view as well. Okay,
Which one?
Just simply, there's just one Variku.
No, which point of view?
Okay, just quit. Okay.
Yeah, just rip the band. No, but don't just quit.
I'll give you an alternative approach, and I'll tell you a reason why you should quit without a cushion sometimes.
Okay.
Because see, it's about it's about leaving relationships sometimes. There are people who play relationships like
job business side you're talking about?
No, I'm talking about legit other relationships, the kind of relationships you guys have had, the romantic relationships.
Okay. Oh, that okay.
There are people who who are in a relationship and they wouldn't quit it until they have a fallback, until they have certain chemistry brewing up elsewhere. Why are you smiling?
Because I was thinking, if you apply the same logic of a job here, that means अच्छा मेरे को ये relationship quit करना है, ये girlfriend मेरे को बहुत irritate कर रही है, तो मैं एक और ढूंढ लेता हूँ, एक और girlfriend ready करता हूँ, तो फिर quit कर. That doesn't work.
The moment it's brewing, you should not. But again, I think you should treat jobs similar, because if something, you shouldn't do this with relationships, number one. And I think you shouldn't do this with jobs either. I'll tell you why. It might look bad from the recruiter's eye, but I think from a mental health perspective, if you're in something super toxic and if it's not working out for you, quit, get into a zone where you can actually think clearly, and then hop onto your next opportunity. But again, you can incur certain financial loss based on this, because
Yeah.
people will be like, you might have gotten fired. Why did you spend 2 months, 3 months?
Society
off?
also comes in
But I
irritates
think
you, yeah.
people are becoming. I mean, if you look at the Bangalore ecosystem right now, I see
Yeah.
a lot of folks who've just quit the jobs and become full-time freelancers, full-time gig workers, and these guys, the society doesn't look bad upon them. In fact, we also, we recently hired someone who was a freelancer for the longest time.
Yeah.
We've had so many people who were freelancer, and we've never
Yeah.
looked down upon them. Anyway, now I want to give you a reason to not quit. You
To
gave me-
not quit, even if it's a toxic place.
No, I'll tell you why.
Huh.
I'll give you a framework to decide whether this is worth quitting or this is not. Because when you are in the moment, dude, your brain starts playing games with you.
Of course.
And you cannot decide what is right or what is wrong. But if you take a decision, then you have to deal with it.
Yeah, because you're not seeing the future.
And then you only
Yeah.
realize, 6 months later that it was a bad decision or
Yeah.
it was a good decision. You
Yeah.
won't know until sometime later.
True.
So see, there are kind of jobs, or there are kind of things that you get involved with in life. One is, and you got to try to segment the two. One is, if you wake up in the morning talking about a job and you know it's a difficult day ahead, I don't know what I'm getting into. I don't know how to solve this. I have so much nervousness that I might not be able to crack it and I'll fail or whatever. If these are the thoughts that are making you quit, and yet you're excited for the job because you want to, there is this thrill that, okay, I'll learn something new. But there is also a great,
It's like stepping out of your comfort zone.
Yeah. The moment you said that, that signals growth. There is
Correct.
growth coming your way.
Correct.
And when there is growth coming your way, it's going to look uncertain.
Yeah.
But you should not quit. And a great example of that is when we shifted from.
But would the mind trigger a quit?
Yes, obviously.
So you're saying
People can get. Do you
the
not?
fear of
Thanks. I'll give you an example. Remember, I was talking about when we moved from services wing to the product.
Oh,
wing,
that's damn scary.
Avalon Meta.
Yeah.
And what we did at Avalon Meta, it was damn scary because a lot of us didn't come. In fact, a good amount of our team didn't come from a B2C consumer social background at all.
They're all B2B guys.
We were all B2B guys, and we did B2C. That was also
Via.
via. And even if I was on the trenches, it was very different fields. Like I was selling to audience that was 44-year-old. 44 to 54 is what I remember was the age group. Then in another case, we were selling to or we were pitching to doctors. Semi
And then pet owners.
And then the markets were very different. Some of them were Indians. Most of them were US. And Indonesia and Philippines and all. We didn't know.
Yeah.
Right. And we actually didn't know how to crack this. We've been figuring it out, and we obviously, it's gotten into our core that
DNA.
experiment, observe,
Repeat.
DNA. I was going to say DNA, but you can't change your DNA, so I was being logically correct. But anyway, it's gotten embedded into our core fundamentals that we'll experiment and we'll observe and we'll repeat.
Yeah.
So if you are faced with such a situation, I don't think you should quit. But there is also a place where you should quit. Assess it mentally that, okay, same situation. You're waking up in the morning, and again, a big block, or you're entering the day with less certainty. There are so many problems that you got to solve. Then you got to ask yourself, this trajectory that I'm getting into. Is this really leading me where I want to go? Is this aligning with my goals? Because if you're solving complex problems and somewhere, not doing it for yourself, you're going to fuck your mental health up.
Yeah. So you're saying it should be a lot dependent on growth. So when you get up in the morning, if you're
identify if it's a growth trajectory or
if it's a growth fear, or if it's a fear of just I'm annoyed or I'm just irritated.
Yeah, I'm annoyed, and then you're trying to convince yourself that okay,
nahi, karna padega, ye achha hai, whatever.
Yeah. And then a lot of people have to get stuck because of economy. India is not a very privileged country. A lot of people do their jobs for financial reasons. So if you cannot, if you can afford to not live only for money, if you're looking for something greater in your life, the second option I don't think is.
So if you're actually having financial troubles, first look for another job and get a cushion and then jump.
Then do what you suggested.
If you do not have financial troubles, take some time off, clear your mental health. There will be 100 people trying to annoy you.
I'll tell you, I'll also give you an example. Remember, it's happened with us so many times that we've offered something great to an employee, and it became too overwhelming for them. It wasn't a bad opportunity at all.
So they felt they were underperforming.
No, we were offering good opportunities to them.
Yeah.
We're like, okay, cool, this has been your role so far.
Yeah.
Now we'll promote you.
Yeah.
The promotion obviously doesn't come without responsibilities, right? You can't just be like, okay, oh, here's a salary hike, yay, congratulations.
Yeah.
There's obviously going to be a responsibility attached.
Yeah.
So this is your new responsibility. You will get X, Y, and Z, so many perks that you haven't gotten before. Haven't we seen so many people just
After that, quit.
they chicken out. They don't take the
I
responsibility.
have seen that we have given a lot of people
And I think
promotions.
that is the wrong kind of quitting, because you're quitting a growth trajectory just out of.
No, that's because they don't want to come out of their comfort zone. I have seen a lot of people where they've got promotions and they quit instantly.
This is where
after.
you don't quit.
This is where you don't quit. But a lot of people quit because they get scared ki, I don't think I can fill in those shoes. But you never tried it. So might as well give it a shot. Worst case, what will happen? You'll fail. No, quit after that. Either which way. But at least enjoy that promotion for like a few months and then quit. A lot of people don't understand that. So basically, get a cushion if you're having financial issues. But if you're not, take some time off and gather your thoughts and do not let external factors screw you with your mind. Because at that point, mental health becomes the most important thing.
So how not to quit? Now let's say, okay, someone's in the growth trajectory. Now we also got to address that.
Yeah.
Someone's on the growth trajectory. Okay,
Yeah.
I am doing science and I want to get into, I want to pursue science. I want to become an astrophysicist or whatever. I'm doing. I know the trajectory is right. I just feel that I'm not meant for this.
Yeah.
And and this is sort of like imposter syndrome. Not like you have great reasons to, feel that you're not meant for it. Now, how do you not quit? Because, dude, so much pressure.
Yeah.
I see this happening
Yeah.
with my sister right now. She's
Yeah.
headed for boards, and she really wants to, become a doctor. But then the syllabus is too much.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to quit, but she's like, oh fuck, this is overwhelming. And
No,
people
I'll
are
tell you
gonna
why.
outdo me.
I'll tell you why. I feel this does a lot with confidence and your preparation, to be honest, right? There's so many times where even you as an individual, even me, would feel that, oh shit, this is tough. Like, this is tough. Now, there are two kinds of people. They look at it and they say it's tough and they don't do anything about it and they quit instantly. At that point, mentally, they've quit. Or they be like, this is tough. Let's find out a way to crack this, right? It is a feeling of overwhelming. If you let it overwhelm you, oh shit, like tomorrow I have to give an exam, or shit, I have to become a rocket scientist. It's so hard, it's so tough. But people have done it, no? It's not like no one's done it in their life, right? If that guy can do it, you should have enough confidence that you can do it as well. If you can't do it, then that's not good. So a confidence and letting that feeling of overwhelming go over you, right? You can't let it go over you. And you have to prepare more, you have to work harder, right? If you don't work hard, nothing's going to happen in life. And the things that you feel that you are not ready for, if you work hard enough, that means it's difficult for other people also if you feel it's difficult for you, right? Like no one will be like, okay, if I want to pick up a stone, it is so difficult, oh my god, no one can do it. That's stupid, right? But if I want to crack IIT and come in the top 1, top 5, it is difficult for everyone else. Now, the person who has confidence, positive approach and does not let that overwhelming feeling come, work harder, work that 1 hour extra, he's going to win. But all that happens, when? As soon as that first thought, when that new variable is introduced in your life, that first thought enters your head, you get scared. When you get scared, you have two approaches. Either you lose then and there itself, or you win it then and there itself. That's what I feel.
That's a fair point. And Shashank, when you talk about this,
Yeah.
I mean, you've had about 2 to 3 years of more experience in life than me.
You're
right?
calling me old, that means.
He's getting
He
married.
just called me old.
Shadi ho
He just
rahi
told
hai.
me I'm 2-3 years elder. Instead of
किसी की
elder,
शादी
experience
हो
बोल
रही
दे.
है.
Yeah.
हम तो date पे जाते हैं, आपकी शादी हो रही
Yeah,
है. Anyway,
yeah.
coming back to the thing. So, when you talk about these things, and I'm trying to make sense of it, I see, and this is the conversation that we were having upstairs right now. You were talking to me about structures.
Yeah.
And structures in life hit me really hard, a month back when I did that episode with Variku. Variku didn't speak about structure as much, he spoke about habits. And then I started seeing habits everywhere. Now, here's my analogy. Humans live life in, there's a straight line of mundane. What does mundane mean? Mundane means not much activity.
Boring.
Yeah, and then there's activity.
A lot of activity.
And then there's mundane.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then there's activity. So mundane activity. This is how we all live our lives.
Yeah.
Okay. And professionally, I would like to term it as project, pivot,
Yeah.
project, pivot.
Yeah.
So what happens in this mundane? We look at mundane and we call it monotony and all of that. But I would say reality of life is mundane.
Yeah.
Humans get stuck somewhere, and then you know some event happens that shakes them up and makes them quit or makes them go elsewhere, and then they get stuck in another mundane. But this is how humans live.
Yeah.
Because what is this mundane? This mundane thing is a series of habits that keep recurring. I had 5 years of mundane where I got fat, but now another 5 years are starting where I'm getting fitter by the day.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So different habits, mundane, are made of different habits, and humans don't. Humans, we like to be thinking of ourselves as very thoughtful creatures, very mindful creatures, very self-aware guys. But this doesn't lead us anywhere. What we end up responding to is the structure around us. The structure doesn't have to be it has to be environment. Environment also means the humans that you're interacting with, their habits and all that.
100%. Yeah.
So what you just said, you said work harder, put an hour extra, is basically you're talking about create a new structure around yourself.
Yeah.
And in that new structure, put an hour extra, or just
correct.
And this also reminds me of you watched Kota Factory?
Yeah, little bit. First episode.
Kota Factory has this dialogue by Jeetu, beloved Jeetu. He's actually an IITian, by the way.
Yeah.
Anyway, he says that, okay, bro, तेरा जो problem है, when the guy enters Kota, he's like, तेरा problem कोई unique नहीं है. I hate the notion of कि every child is unique, every child is special. This is stupid.
Most of them have the same problems. Yeah.
Every year I teach in the same classroom, I teach in the same institute. हर साल नए लोग आते हैं, नए बच्चे आते हैं, सबकी same problems होती है. मैं तो समझ चुका हूँ, मैं तो टीचर हूँ यार, मेरे को पता है, I know you have this problem.
Kota Factory, yeah.
मेरे को पता है ये सारी problems हैं तुम्हें. अब तेरी problem क्या है कि तेरे को मेस का खाना अच्छा नहीं लगता, और तेरे को पानी अच्छा नहीं लगता, कोटा का पानी अच्छा लगता, because I've lived in Rajasthan, so the water is
not good. Yeah.
And third thing is तेरे से focus नहीं होता. So it's like the answer to this is मेस का खाना अच्छा नहीं लगता तो मेस का खाना ही खा. पानी अच्छा नहीं लगता तो वही पानी पी.
Yeah.
Third thing is बैठ के focus नहीं होता तो बैठ जा, उठ मत, सो जा, मर जा, कुछ पढ़, लास्ट पास के क्वेश्चन पेपर्स पढ़, कुछ भी कर, बट उठना नहीं है तेरे को. जाके वीडियोस देख ले, कुछ भी कर, बट उठना नहीं है. इज लाइक ये सारी चीजें ईगो बहुत सारी प्रॉब्लम कॉज करता है लाइफ में. बट ईगो का एक फायदा है कि अगर आप अपनी सर्कमस्टेंस को चैलेंज की तरह ले लो, एक डेयर की तरह ले लो, तो ईगो आ जाता है तुम्हारा.
प्रूविंग योरसेल्फ विद
ब्रो ये तो करके दिखाएंगे, बिकॉज अब तो अपना सेल्फ रिस्पेक्ट लाइन पे. So basically, create these structures around yourself. Understand that you're not as mindful and as controlling. Let go of control. Control is overrated. If you let go of control, then you realize life works in structures, and you have to make structures for yourself, and then just jump into that swimming pool and let life happen.
I have one more logic here, a theory.
This is how you not quit. So how do you not quit? Break your big pahad of a challenge into small atomic habits or atomic structures, and just do a deep dive in that structure. It will be painful, but over the time it'll get easier because your body, mind and everything has adapted to the new structure.
I just realized quitting is a constant loop.
Oh, it's a spiral. Humans also work in spirals.
Deep घुस गया मैं when you told me this. I'll tell you what you just said, right? Okay, first you get this fear of uncertainty. कुछ करना है, मैं डर गया, whatever. But you make it a habit. Okay, like I've become fat right now. I need to go to the gym. I don't like it. I'm procrastinating. I think I can't do it.
It hurts. It's painful. I have to stop watching TV for an hour. I don't have to play Dota for an hour and go to gym.
Go to gym. Oh my God, procrastination. सब कुछ हो गया. But I'm like, करो, चलो habit बनाओ. I'm not quitting. Okay, not quitting. No, I make this a habit. I do this for 1 year. Now that becomes my new mundane. That activity of putting me outside becomes my new mundane, because a thing which is so uncertain starts becoming like this and starts becoming my normal. So now I'm normally a gym goer. Like I'm a gym guy. Okay, normally.
Can you do that graph again in front of this? Because that makes sense. Like there's a lot of jitters.
First you get jitters. Okay. Yeah. Then you say, I want to fight this jitter. So I will do whatever it requires to fight this jitter. I will do all these habits. When you start doing habits, your life slowly stops doing the jitter and it starts going into mundane. Right now, like for example, I told you, right, you put 1 hour extra and study in the night. For a genius guy who's been doing this from before, who accepted that challenge, it is normal now. Now now for him, again he'll get another cycle where he's again going to be like, oh my God, IIT number 1 aa gaya, abhi IIM number 1 kaise aane ka? Okay, now 2 hours extra I have to put. Will I take this as a challenge? So the more this you do into this, your confidence starts going up. So then any challenge, however big the mountain is, your first instinct would be, I should not quit, because I'm accepting this challenge and I have done so many stuff like this into mundane, but it's a constant loop. And the minute you go into a mundane loop, which is your comfortable zone, is what people say, and then something big comes and throws it there and like, dude, you want to do this, ek pahad, ek aur chadne aapko. That is your uncomfortable zone, and that is where you struggle hard enough to do. It's a constant loop. You will always be thrown.
That reminds me of trekking sometimes. You know, when you're
Yeah.
trekking uphill,
You think it's over.
saans to chadegi. You know, you're gonna feel you're gonna feel breathless.
Yeah.
But the drill is,
Yeah.
I've lived at in mountains. I've lived at Dalhousie for 2-3 years, and we would trek like crazy there.
Yeah.
There used to be a military, snow survival school there. So I used to go on these treks. I remember my instructor. They called ground training instructor in military. But he would be like, bro, you're gonna feel breathless.
Yeah.
All of this shit is gonna happen. All of these
It's preparing you mentally.
resistance is gonna come.
Yeah.
What you have to do is you have to focus on the mantra. एक पैर के आगे दूसरा पैर डालना है, फिर तीसरा डालना है, चौथा डालना है, चलते रहना है. जब लास्ट में पहुंच जाओगे, then you'll feel good. You'll be like, this was worth it. So just count on this mantra that okay, 2-3 hours later you're gonna thank yourself.
Yeah.
But until then you're gonna feel breathless. Just keep
Visualize your 2-3 hour happy
एक पैर
face.
के आगे एक पैर, you keep.
डर के आगे जीते types.
Or he was just like, no, you like get into the momentum. He's like, momentum build कर ले.
Yeah.
Mundane build कर ले, momentum build कर ले. कि just all you have to focus on is ये नहीं कि that खजियार.
It's a short-term habit actually.
You don't have to focus on the destination.
Yeah.
तेरे को एक पैर के आगे दूसरा डालना है, फिर एक और
Short-term
डालना है.
habit.
That's it.
Nice. But you know what? I just realized this and this graph does not work well when you're in a relationship. In fact, it has both theories, right? One is you are
I'm talking about a romantic
relationship, Valentine's Day special. So if you guys are in a romantic relationship, okay, and both of y'all are really making it work or trying to make it work, then you'll always be thrown into this spiral. You make it work and you find that balance. Again, you're thrown into this. That is a good thing. When both are positively trying. Now here, you're not the only one doing this. Both of y'all are in this roller coaster and both of y'all have to go like this, right? If your relationship can go like this and then reach this point, you're in a good relationship because you're constantly finding problems and solving them. But I've seen relationship which is only like this, okay, which is called a toxic relationship. It's only like this, both fighting. कुछ भी हो गया, fighting.
ये पता है, this is also known as a spiral. There are negative thought spirals, or I think negative relationship spirals as well, because you never understand. This is what you enter in with your parents during the age of 15, 16, 17, where they're like, this guy doesn't understand reality. You're like, they don't understand my passion and meaningful life.
You don't understand me, you don't get me and all that.
Yeah, and both of you are fighting.
But both of you are trying to make it mundane. Both of you are trying to make it straight line. But नहीं हो रहा है.
By hating the other person.
Try कर रहे हो.
तू flatten कर curve, मैं नहीं करूँगा.
Yeah, I will compromise, you don't compromise. It's adjustment or compromise, whatever you call it, right? When both don't adjust or both don't compromise, right? This will constantly keep happening. You can never come to a point where it's same level, because in a relationship it's a two-way game. It is me and you linked together. If it's solo, it's only me, job and all, solo. But here, if you're constantly doing this for a very long period of time, understand right then and there that whatever you do, there's a very big chance that it will not come there. In fact, there's even false hopes here. Sometimes it will come there and you'll be like, Dekho, we tried, we struggled in our first few years of relationship, but now it is strong as a rock. Immediately they go back into that zone.
Wait, what are you saying? Say that again.
I'm saying
some
people.
Sometimes when people start with a troublesome trajectory.
Sometimes people are in a toxic relationship.
Acha, forever.
Yeah, but बीच में एक zone आता है where they're in a good zone. That is compromise करते हैं, but that is a fake compromise because inherent problem is still there. You have not solved it. You have just compromised for it. Shrugged it under the rug. Right? एक दिन तो बाहर ही आएगा. You know that, right? One day it comes out and be like, see, that time you did this, no, same shit, and that again that happens. So that time is when you quit, right? The other time is when you don't quit. That time you quit and be like, dude, this is not happening. I think this problem that we're trying to solve and make it straight is not happening. Quit. If the whole problem is your relationship, then it's a difficult thing. It's very difficult. I've seen people years into a relationship trying to normalize this pattern. Years. And everyone around them can see that this is not happening. When you're in that roller coaster, you're on blinders. You cannot see that your relationship is going and reaching a wall. That's very difficult. Right? So again, that is sometimes when you quit in a relationship, and when you can normalize it, work hard and don't quit. That is when, like, you've seen so many marriages and all that, they just add it. Like, they're always working it out. That is when they can successfully do this. Again, there's another problem, they do this. But I've seen so many people just bickering and quarreling and fighting, and even Valentine's Day they'll fight. Like if you guys have fought on Valentine's Day, sorry, I think you're on a bad loop. But hopefully you didn't fight on Valentine's Day. But imagine fighting on Valentine's Day. Ek din to chhod do. It's like that. So, or else you get late, right? So that's tough. Yeah, but that's the scene. So what was the third point? These were the two: when to quit, when not to quit, when it's a job or a company, when it's your relationship, you know when to quit and when not to quit.
And I think the job framework also, or the growth trajectory framework also applies to, you know, you picking science and coming out of science or whatever. And there was job and startup. When do you quit
We spoke
your
about
startups?
It's all, it comes out of greed, man. And also there's a...
No, thanks. That is a startup that's, you know,
Successful.
100 million.
You're saying non-successful
You're
startup.
talking about like, okay, should
okay.
Flipkart have bought Snapdeal?
I think it's the
so
same
many people don't have the privilege to get there.
No, I think it's the same thing that I just explained in relationships.
No, we're not talking about exiting the startup. We're talking about just like quit your dream, go back to office.
Exactly, this is what I'm saying. I think it's the same thing. Again, it's like a relationship, because when you're doing a startup, they call it like a baby, right? Again, you and your startup are in this zone when you're trying to normalize it to become mundane.
But
and
you
normal.
always are in this
You're
zone.
always in this zone, right?
Startups are chaotic.
It's very chaotic, but this fluctuation, volatility can reduce and become like this. So Baiju's is not like this right now. In the first few days, he was like this.
You bring in structures.
You start bringing in structures to find you in a startup. You find this road which makes you straight, and you can see it 5 years down the line or 7 years down the line. If I do all this, my volatility will slowly become a straight thing, and it'll be good. It'll be a successful business.
Beautiful term that you gave to everything was in startups. Things are volatile.
Yeah.
More than turbulent. They're turbulent, but they're also volatile. Volatility is domesticated via structures.
Yeah.
So in startup, I mean, in your life, you bring in structure and call it habits.
Yeah.
In teams or in your startup, you build systems around it. Structures come in the form of system. Ye system idhar ho gaya, this guy has to ready scripts for me. But not a guy, you know, I have this software that will automate the email part. This software will give me analytics so that I am not always opening. And I've connected both of these so that, you know, I get a notification on my phone so that I don't have to do much.
It's like I feel it's like a plumber's job, right? Like imagine there's water going up and down, right? I found a hole, so I fix it. One structure has been created. It goes down, finds another problem. Structure is created. When you keep fixing structures up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, that's when your startup stops volatility so much. Slight volatility, jo day to day hota hi rehta hai. But that's when you know that you're not quitting because you're growing. The company is growing and you are growing individually with the company. Volatility is reducing. But I've seen a lot of people, they're going to a comfortable zone and they're there. And we have also had this problem, right? We have seen in a startup where paisa aa raha hai, everything's going smoothly, there's no issues and all that, but there is growth. Everyone wants growth in life. In life, I'm not talking about the startup only, right? Even though, say for example, Amazon is such a big thing, he still wants growth. Mukesh Ambani, richest, still wants growth. Why? Now, aren't you supposed to be just
Otherwise
happy?
you get bored, dude.
Because you're in that mundane loop, no? Then, if you don't have growth, you're in the comfortable zone. Yeah, okay, cool. So Mukesh Ambani can just relax. He doesn't even have to work.
Dude, that's where, and with, you know, when you try to break out of mundaneness and, you know, bring in some activity in your life, in financial world, it's also called risk exposure.
Yeah.
And you have to bring in that risk exposure. It can take you down as well and can take you up.
100%.
But the, you know, craft is in having a risk appetite. You want to talk about
There are some people who like volatility, who cannot stay without volatility. If you look at entrepreneurs like Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk, and tell Elon Musk, just sit, don't do anything for 1 week. Karke dikha. I will give you whatever you want. Karke dikha.
Dude, there's a high end risk, dude.
Yeah, they like it.
There's
Some
a
people
thrill in
are, the
taking
body is tuned. You tell Elon Musk, sit on this chair for 1 week. Or one week short, 1 day, without your phone, just sit and just look. He will mentally go unstable completely, right? Because he wants volatility in his life. Without volatility, for him, mundane is not normal. For us, we are achieving mundane, or we are achieving
They're always making, putting chaos into order.
They've
for gotten into the habit, okay, I'll go to the most unorganized place and bring organization.
For them, instability, stability. For us, stability, stability.
Do they enjoy the thrill?
So there are some people who enjoy the thrill, and that is on ambition, right? A lot of people, after reaching a particular point, they're like, dude, I'm done. I want to retire. I want to chill. I want to go sit in the Bahamas and relax, right? A true entrepreneur can never relax, to be honest. Even if you sell a company today, exit, quit, make a lot of shit ton of money. Like I've seen some people who, after quitting, have gone back to a job. Why? Because they found stability in stability. A lot of people have just retired.
They found stability in stability. Okay, yeah, got it.
You get it? But there are a lot of people who finished that instability, converted into stability, and they're like, now what? What is the next instability? One more startup. Again, roller coaster पे बैठ के मैं ride करने वाला हूँ. Right? It's either you have two options. Either you go on the roller coaster that ऊपर जाके नीचे गिरते और फिर पानी के अंदर भी जाते हैं, और वो frog वाला है ना, ऐसा stability वाला. You sit on that. So it is stability, instability, and instability, finding stability and instability. So a lot of people like it. It's a little confusing for you guys. I don't know whether you're catching it, but a lot of people like that, right? Some people like instability, and I like instability. I can't be stable, but I don't know because your mind can change at any given point of time. Maybe 10 years down the line, I'll be like, bro, मैं थक गया.
And that happens with a lot of folks. That
Take a break.
We've heard so many stories where there's this 58, 60-year-old uncle who's still trying to. I mean, his entrepreneurial spirits haven't really curbed.
Yeah.
And again, I think even that's not what it is about. It's about managing your risk well. You can still play with instability, but again, as long as you have your ass covered, you get what I mean. You should be fine. But I think a lot of people fuck up there.
Yeah.
And
then this comes into the picture. Your instability here.
Yeah.
That's a whole different topic, but that's what it is. So. I think we've covered most of the topics.
I think this made for a good one.
Hope you guys understood. There's a lot of instability in the conversation with a lot of stability as well.
Midnight yet?
I think it's
midnight. It's midnight. Oh my god.
Cool. Okay, so I think we finally ensured for the first time had you guys sitting and watching our YouTube live till 12.
Yeah.
So not bad at all, guys. So for all the people who didn't quit, congrats. For all the people who lost patience and lost understanding with this whole conversation, too bad. But that is what we were trying to explain. There are some people who like the stability, some people who like the instability. And if you wanted to learn and keep growing in life, you need to understand how everything works in life and try to make sense. It is not about finance. It is not about marketing. It is about life and you making sense about life. And if you can do that, even if it's a small bit, it's going to help you a lot in life, right? This is how it's a compounding effect. So you can either be happy right now, but a lot of people would have connected to this type of content because you might be in a job that you don't like, or you might be in a relationship that is not good for you and you're not able to quit, or you are able to quit and you know what you want to do next, and that is also a good quit. So it's good and bad. It's all on the perception that you guys take it in.
Beautiful. I want to, since we can't take questions today because it's gotten too late, I just want to, acknowledge a few folks in the chat. People who are having a conversation.
First, Mayank, I think they are the first.
Mayank, of course. Can you
know what?
I
think what we're going to do
Mayank,
is I like
you won
Mayank's.
yourself a box because of your trending comment. We bent the rules for you. This is what you're getting, my friend.
No questions asked.
Do you like it? Mayank with the comment that ये YouTube है, Avalon Meta team late है
और जनता बावरी हो रही है.
Can't miss that tune, no.
Dude, the tune,
but anyway,
let's
say hello to Abrar ul Haq, Parisha Mehta. You want to say hello to other
Parisha, I was looking at your comments in the start. I know you have a class tomorrow and you wanted it to start early.
Hats off.
So, I mean, thank you for staying till now, Parisha. I hope that this was good. And you had some insight into what we were talking about, Parisha. And I know you have school tomorrow or college tomorrow, so you should sleep and get up at 9 a.m. See, I remember. I do read the comments. But subah jaldi utna. But yeah, I hope it helped. And if you guys have they liked the thing? I keep getting. Oh, okay, not bad, dude. Today I didn't even have to say. You guys have liked it, so damn good. If you have any comments right now, put it quickly. We'll answer it in the next 1.5 minutes, and then we'll call it a night because it's 12 baje, and I don't want your parents being like, क्या ये मेरा बेटा दो लड़के लोग को देख रहा है रात को Valentine's Day पे. So this is something that I don't want people to think about. It's 12 o'clock, and if you have college school tomorrow, please go for that. But be careful, mask. Yeah, I think that's it. Parisha is very happy, so I'm happy that Parisha is happy. I hope it makes Parisha's time.
Shashank is happy because Parisha is happy.
Oh, yeah, because Parisha is like, I have school tomorrow, jaldi aao, मेरे को 9 बजे जाना है.
I'm also happy because I see other people as well who are happy, and I'll be happy for you guys.
Yeah.
I'm happy because Agniva is watching this. Rohit is there. Then who else is there? There was Ronak here, I think. Ronak Shah, yeah.
Yeah, so thank you guys for watching.
Anshuman, talking about smart things, these guys. Fantastic. Aviation boy is also here. Okay.
Okay.
Beautiful.
So thank you guys. I'll be coming tomorrow. Sam Mac, stop spamming, please. क्या है? Please say Ansh Tripathi. कितना spam कर रहे थे?
What did you say? Ansh Tripathi.
This is what gets you banned on the chat, by the way. But either way, I'm going to see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to talk about investing in your 20s, because I'll tell you what happened. That last video we did last Monday, where we spoke about the
Parents OP.
financial life cycle of our parents. A lot of people.
The Karthik rant.
Karthik Aaryan rant. A lot of you guys have got scared and you're like, एक तो मेरे को बच्चा ही नहीं चाहिए, मैं शादी नहीं करूँगा. And half of them were like, please solution do. And the solution was basically save. But people at the age of 20s don't know how that works, right? I'm only giving idea to people who start earning money. But what about people who don't earn money? I'm going to come up with some weird hacks for people who don't earn money at all at the age of 20. So you guys will like it. And thank you, Martin, also for staying up so late. He's sitting right here. It's 12 o'clock and he's been working
Martin
really hard.
OP in the chat.
Martin OP is doing really well. Shashank, your Hindi has improved a lot. Dude, I spent 10 years in Bombay. That means my Hindi is gone bad.
There are very few people in Avalon I can speak Hindi with. Shashank is the toppest.
That means my Hindi is gone bad. You just told me my Hindi is gone bad.
Dude, we barely speak in English.
But again, thank you, Martin. Thank you, chat. Thank you, everyone. 190 people at this time of the night is insane. So we love you all and we will see you soon tomorrow. Bye.